Muralidharji, friends, it's indeed an honor to be here and kind of bring in a perspective from somebody who has been in this industry for 20 years plus now. 2001 when I got involved in Indian defense industry after coming back from abroad, came in for telecom. My friend Pratyush made a fantastic point. If we have to sustain and create a defense industrial base, it has to be on global competitiveness terms. There is no entitlement within Make in India. The entitlement to create in India is important. And I think IDDM has been the first policy initiative to move us in that direction. However, there is one thing which is also different about defense industry. This is an industry which has natural barriers of controls and national competitiveness built into it. And if those dimensions start to apply, then you can't buy a technology for money or love. एक हिंदी कहावत है, बिना मरे स्वर्ग नहीं मिलता. सब्सटेंटिव सेल्फ रिलायंस के लिए हमें अपने पैरों पे ही खड़े होना पड़ेगा. अगर हम उसके लिए तैयार नहीं होते हैं और उसके लिए दोनों को काम करना पड़ेगा. हम ये भी नहीं कर सकते हैं कि our armed forces do not get their competitive advantage in the battlefield, and we cannot have a situation where we continually are trying to find a Google Plus specifications to be met. How can we do that? There are procedures, there are issues, and in any defense industry, there is one thing very clear. It's a monopoly. Government is the market, and the government is the market maker. Therefore, this balance has to be created in those policies. The market piece, and there are numbers that Indian defense indigenous numbers would be about $100 billion between 2017 to 2027 in a 10-year time frame, including public sector and private sector, Indian. And it depends upon certain assumptions you take on the GDP numbers and the growth rate and the percentage of GDP budgets, but somewhere around that. That's almost like the global market. It's a large number. And we continually hear that Indian industry is getting now a lion's share. But unfortunately, when I look back and look at my peers, look at myself, we are not getting orders. There were two standard ways of procuring. One was from the foreigners and offsets. Some of it is trickling down into the industry and creating the defense industrial base here. And the second one was the DRDO projects, which created a far bigger ecosystem in this country. Akashas, Pinakas, and many other programs who have created 200, 300, 400 downstream industries. We are now finding a situation where we are not, even these orders are not moving forward. They are still waiting in the pipelines. Now, if the industry which has been created and the capability which has been created is not nurtured, it will dry up. Our cost of re-entering is going to be high. So one request is move the programs and orders, be our own market maker, and make sure that those programs and projects which have been already inducted into the country, into the services, continually get orders. Akash is a good example, Pinaka is another example, BrahMos is another example. Quickly these orders have to come out and they need to be moved forward into the industry. There, another intervention and a policy intervention is required. Because when DPSUs get orders from the MOD, they get all kinds of advances, they get ERV, and many a time when it flows down into the tie-rise industry, it does not happen. I mean, the same courtesies must be brought into the defense industrial base. We are all partners in that. So very clearly, there has to be a policy guidelines issued by the Department of Defense Production to all their DPSUs that these, at least to Tier 1 and Tier 2 vendors, these courtesies will be extended. Point number 2, market maker. For market, we have market and transparency, we have DPM, Defense Procurement Manual, and 2 of those manuals. For the market maker role, where is the procedure, where is the market? We need to have that in place. We need to have very clearly articulated indigenous contents from the government. Thank you.